Mainstream media gives you the impression that there is nothing good about America. In direct contrast to that, my podcasts will prove by examples that America has always been and still is the land of opportunity for everyone. Welcome to another episode in the series Life Lessons with Dr. Bob. My guest today is Gilad Ach, founder and CEO of a whistleblower organization in Israel called Ad Kan, which in English translates to "It Stops Now." Gilad is an Israeli citizen where he lives with his wife and 6 kids. He served in the Israel Defense Forces, the IDF, for 6 years, starting when he enlisted in the Golani Brigade. After completing the officer's training course, he returned to Golani as a combat officer, where he led special force units on more than 50 missions in Lebanon, Gaza, and Judea and Samaria. Although Gilad has had many interesting and challenging combat experiences during his active duty, we're not going to talk about those today. Instead, we're going to focus on the undercover organization that he founded and that he now runs full-time to investigate and expose anti-Israel groups that are working in Israel to harm the state of Israel by lowering the morale of its soldiers. During his active service, Gilad repeatedly encountered international organizations, NGOs, and anarchist groups protesting and rioting against IDF soldiers and filming them while they are performing their normal duties. The soldiers were not allowed to react in any way to those provocations, even though they knew that the resulting edited videos and biased reports would result in misleading propaganda that would be distributed all over the world with the intention of damaging the image of the state of Israel and demotivating its soldiers. These nonstop, well-funded campaigns have negatively affected Israel in the form of hearings and condemnations in the UN, as well as by civilian lawsuits that they filed against Israel in courts all over the world. Those experiences had a profound effect on Gilad, and in 2015, those experiences motivated him to establish Ad Kan, an organization whose mission is to expose the operating methods and the illicit financing of anti-Israel organizations. In the 8 years since its founding, Ad Kan has become the premier organization fighting anti-Israel incitement and BDS activism carried out by both NGOs and leftist organizations inside of Israel. Gilad is here to tell us more about Ad Kan and the challenges that it faces. Gilad, welcome to the show.
Hello, Dr. Bob.
Let's start at the beginning. Even before you founded Ad Kan, right after finishing your service in the IDF, you founded an organization called the Israel Green Association.
Yes.
Now, what motivated you to focus on the environment?
So my big brother was in a unit called Shayetet. It means the Commando Marine of the Israeli army. And he and all his team do diving training, scuba diving, in the Kishon River in Israel, next to the Haifa, in the north of Israel. This river was very, very polluted. They do their 50 diving training to attack in Syria. They try to attack in Syria. They do actually these actions. And they search black water in Israel. And the place they found it's in the Kishon River because it was very, very polluted because of all the factory in this area. Actually, this factory started in the time of when the British Empire controlled Israel. They took the oil from Iraq to London through the Haifa harbor. So they do the diving there. And all this team of my brother, 15 soldiers, are died. They get cancers and from the chemical in the water, and they died. So it was very close the time that I finished my army. And his wife, and actually the association of the veterans of the Commando Navy SEALs, asked for me to build a case about this factory, to take them to court, to do lawsuits against them. So I collect a few officers from the Commando Navy SEALs and the Commando Brigade of Golani, and we together build a team, civil team, that collect information about illegal factories. But in Israel, you have to understand the most of the illegal action and the illegal factory happens by Israeli Arab and by Palestinian in the Judah and Samaria, what's called the West Bank. This like the Wild West that was here. So in Israel,
no regulations.
No regulation. The Israel not decide what to do with this area, and actually, the most of the law don't happen there. Can't be. The authority can't be strong there in this area. They don't have enough law to enforce the people to do what they want. So we start to build this team, and we go after illegal factories. After the case of the Kishon River, we build a case, and they took this to the court, and we say, okay, why not? We have the capability to collect intelligence. We learned this in the army. So let's do it. Let's do something good for Israel. So we start to go after trucks and after illegal factories, illegal quarries. Judah and Samaria, this is the land of the Bible written in this place. Now, all these areas, all these mountains, you have a lot, like hundreds of illegal factories and quarries. Quarries do a lot of damage to these places.
And what are the quarries? Are they just stone quarries? Or
They digging, they took the stone and sell it. But when you do it illegal, without program, without permission, you do a lot of damage. You damage archaeological sites, and you do a lot of damage
to the environment. Sure.
So we built this organization called the Green Israel Forum. And then, because I have already a group of strong people that with a lot of passion to do good thing for Israel, and we are in field, we have cars, we have cameras, we have drones, we have a lot of equipment, and we know how to build the story, to build a case of evidence, to give it to the authority that they can act against specific people. So the next step is to build Adkan.
Okay, so it started with protecting the environment because your brother and his colleagues unfortunately died in a polluted river. You investigated a variety of environmental crimes. Did any of them go to court? Did any of them get tried?
It was very successful. We closed like 70 sites. Closed, not exist anymore. Illegal quarries, illegal gas station, illegal factories, just closed, and people go to jail even and get...
And this would not have happened without that organization. Fantastic.
Yes.
So does it still exist, or it morphed into Adkan?
No, it still exists.
It still exists.
We have the team that go in the field. We work now. Part of this, we give the information to the government, directly to the Minister of Ecology. And part of this, we work with the police, and part of this, we work with the media. We give it to the public to know what happened in the field.
Okay. And so the expertise that you developed and the methods you developed for investigating environmental crimes, you said, okay, wait a minute. There are other bad things happening in our society that the government isn't following up on or doesn't have enough resources. Exactly. And now we're going to switch. Did you switch the goal of the organization, or you just started another one?
We opened another one. It happened one day. We was in a bushes, like ambush.
Yeah.
In a bushes with camera and with telescope and everything. And then we saw an event that changed my mind. I saw, you see, in Judah and Samaria, in the West Bank, you have mixed places. Arab villages, Palestinian villages, and near to them, Jewish community, very close each other. So I sit in the bushes, and we film illegal quarries in place next to Shiloh. Shiloh,
Yes, famous.
From the Bible. So we saw, suddenly we saw like hundreds, like 300 of people that came from village that called Kusra. It's Arab village, and go to the winery of the Jewish place and start to cut the winery. So
vineyard. They went to the vineyard.
Vineyard.
Yes.
So we are not in duty. We are like civilians.
Yeah.
So I called to the army, and they came one jeep with 4 soldiers, one commander. He was a captain, his rank. And then he started to say to these people, come on, you can't be here. It's a military zone. It's closed military zone.
Which it wasn't.
It wasn't, but he's not a lawyer. He don't understand. It was like 2013. A little bit after the second intifada finished, like in 2009, and then the army started to build a new concept, how to handle with the Palestinians. So we tell them it's a military zone, you can't be here. So you have there in this group of the hundreds of people, you have three kinds of people. One of them, they are Palestinian. They start to throw stone on the soldier
immediately,
and immediately. This is their nature. And the other group, they are European activists. Start to film him. And the other group was Israeli radical left activists.
Okay.
And they start to speak with him, to yell on him. So
at
these 4 soldiers,
the captain.
Yes, the captain. So one of the people go to him and give him like a card, and he tell him, I'm a lawyer from Tel Aviv, and you now go against the law, because you can't tell me not to be here, and I have the freedom of speeches and the freedom of everything. And he say, okay, you are Israeli, I'm a soldier, you can't be here. And they start to do like argument. And he tell him, you know what? And a lot of yelling and big mess.
And you're filming all this.
Everything on camera.
Great.
Crazy situation. And then the lawyer, the Israeli radical left lawyer, tell him, call to your commander. So he called to his commander, and he tell him, it's not a military zone. They can be. So I go there, and I tell him, look a photo that I took, that they cut the trees of the Jewish.
Right. They're trespassing. At any rate, they're trespassing.
He say, call to the police, I not care, my commander, if they shoot me, no one going to be behind of me, I don't care, I go. So they took the jeep and go away. I am major in the Israeli army. I'm a major. And I understand the you know what it's make, what it's do, this kind of situation. It's, first of all, it's killed his motivation of the soldier and his leadership. He can't be leader again. The soldier saw him like go away and can't do nothing.
Tail between his legs.
Exactly. Crazy situation. So I say to myself and to my friend, okay, we are focusing in ecological issues. It's important, but we have the power to change this reality, and this more important now. So the day after, we established Adkan.
Yeah. Fantastic story, how an incident that kicked it off, an incident where you saw exactly what they've been doing to the military, to soldiers for years already. And you fortunate that you were there, that you could see it, and that you had the motivation and the intelligence to say, that's what we're going to fight from now on.
Exactly.
So the mission of Adkan, so you formed Adkan, and what was the first mission?
The first mission, the goal, let's say the big goal is to go against civil organization that try to harm Israel from within. Because in my opinion, if I look, strategical about what happened, I understand our enemy try to beat us in the battlefield.
Yeah,
Can't. They can't do it, in Yom Kippur War, and in the 6-Day War, and in the first Lebanon War, and the second Lebanon War. It's not work for them. We beat them every time. Another method they tried to do terror attacks. It's more successful for them, but for us, they can't beat us. We kill them. We kill them in the end. It took time, but we killed them. So now they do something very, very sophisticated and very effective. They go from within to the country, to the state, to the nation, and try to make us confused about
what's right and what's wrong.
Exactly. Right. And it's very strong because part of the country go against the other part of the country. We can't be in the West Bank. Maybe Jewish state, it's not a good idea. Let's do state of all citizens like United States. So this name, the state of all citizens, it's mean that you can't
destroy Israel.
Right. You can't be,
it won't be a Jewish country
anymore.
That's right.
And this catastrophe, and they enter to the media, and they go to the field, and they go to court, and they do a lot of actions. Until today, the majority of the people don't think like in this way, but it's became to be more and more strong in our country.
Same in America. Same kind of thing happening
here. I think it's the worst war. It's more
difficult to fight
and more damaging than the terror and even the war in the battlefield.
And especially when it's our own people.
Exactly.
Who are fighting against us. That makes it worse. If it was only the Arabs or the Palestinians, it would be clearer, and we could motivate ourselves and embolden ourselves to resist that kind of attempt to change our culture. But because it's Israelis, and they're Jews, and they get a lot of press in the United States, these organizations.
Of course. I want to tell you a story. They tried to do it in the past, like in the second Intifada, but it's not work for them. And now it became to be more and more stronger. I want to tell you one story. In 2006, I was a commander of 50 soldiers. It's not a battalion, it's one...
The division, I don't know.
Something, machlaka. Okay, team of soldiers. Yeah. And we have a mission to kill 4 terrorists between Nablus to Jenin. In the West Bank area that Israel can't enter. Very, very bad place. A lot of terrorists. I think he was connected to Hamas and to Al-Qaeda in the same time, these guys. 4 people that catch hospital and make this their headquarters, and they work there. From there, they send people to shooting Jewish and things like this. And to do bombing attack. And
they base themselves in a hospital.
Exactly.
Very difficult to attack them or bomb them. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I get a mission from my commander, go in the night and kill these people. They go out, this is their photo, you take sniper with you, and when they go out just in the night. When they go out, shoot them and kill them. Very simple. So we go, 10 soldiers, me and 10 soldiers, in the night, and we stay in bushes 300 meters from this place. So I wait, and 2 o'clock in the morning, I saw 4 people in the roof of this place. We was in 2 groups, each one 5 soldiers. I call in the radio to my deputy, the sergeant, and I tell him, look on the roof, 4 people, be ready. I have 2 snipers with me, 2 snipers with him, and another guys.
And you have enough magnification that you could make them out.
Yes.
You could see them.
Yes. I have night vision.
Yeah.
So he took a laser pointer that you just can't saw it with infrared with the net vision. And he point on them. I tell him, what you do? Don't point on them. And they have also net vision.
Oh, so they saw it.
They saw it. So they start to yell. Jish, it's mean army in Arabic. Jish. And they start to yell in the mosque. In the mosque, they have big megaphone.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Itbach el Yahud, it means kill the Jews. They understand where we are. We are in ambush. They understand where we are, and they understand all the situation. They don't know when I was, but they know where my sergeant was. So they say, come on, we're going to attack them. Itbach El Yahud and all the camp, all this area,
the Jews.
Wake up, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I start to see in the streets hundreds of people, not 100, like 800 people came to my area, came. A lot of people came. So I think, okay, what am I going to do now? I 10 people, they are like 800. Okay, I say, the soldier asked me, what are we going to do? Let's run away. I say, we will not run away. We stay. And we kill them. So I decided to stay. And we wait. And we was at top of a hill. So when you are on the top of hill, people get close to you. You have an area that you can't see. You can't see because it's too close.
Right, I understand.
It's too close.
They're near the base. Right, I understand.
Exactly. So I start to see people came, and disappeared. So I say to my soldier, be ready. Also, I took 2 soldiers and look around us, to the back. And then suddenly I saw 10 people in the hill. Mm-hmm. One of them with weapon, with Kalashnikov, and one with a big knife. And I say to them, okay, be ready. Each one took one person. 10, 8, 10, 9, 8, 0, fire! Because I want to do it together, that they don't understand that we are just...
Where it's coming from. Yeah, and
how we are just people. 10.
Yeah, right.
I want they think that we are hundreds.
Great story.
So I said to them, fire! And everyone shoot together. Tack! So 10 people shutting down. And then came another 10 people. Be ready. Now, fire! And together, another 10 people shutting down. So, okay. Then after 20 people, everyone run away. All the 800 run away, and you hear ambulance and everything. So I say to my soldier, be calm, everyone. We go out now. We go to another way. So we go, and then the few snipers tell me, we stay our weapon there, because the sniper have 2 weapons.
Yes.
They have the private weapon, the M16.
Yes.
And the M24, the sniper weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So they leave the weapon there.
Which ones? Both?
No, the sniper weapon they took with them, because they are very
expensive. Yeah. And special.
No, there was how you say. There was like they don't was calm, They was never mind. So they leave their weapon there. So I tell to my radio man, came with me. You stay here, and I go to take the weapon there. So I come back.
You went back.
I went back. I went back with my one soldier, the radio man, and I collect the weapon. And I saw the people there on the one with Kalashnikov, one with. A lot of people with pistol and everything. So I took also their weapons with me. And we come back and we go out. And then the army was around the town. When the ambulance go to the big city, to Jenin, they arrest the people. And they figure out all the people that we killed and people that we injured and everything. Okay. I was very, I was very happy that I do the mission and I handle with these kinds of situation. I go to sleep. In the morning, my phone call, my private phone call. Who called me? The attorney of the army. You kill innocent people. He tell him, what? He tell me, you do the operation there in this town, Farah? I tell him, yes. So you are the commander. He don't call to my commander and everything. Call directly to me. You kill innocent people. I tell him, how come? He tell me, listen, one organization called B'Tselem, human rights organization.
Yes.
Publicized that you killed innocent people in this event, in this in this action. I tell him, why you think so?
Why are you believing them?
Why you believing them? You know all the thing. You know all what happened and everything? He say, no, but it's already in the UN in New York City. people speak about this, that IDF do operation and kill innocent people. They told them, listen, they came to kill me, and if I need, I do it again. And if you don't want to believe or to be with us, next time I say to the commander, they send you to the field, and you do these operations. So he don't believe me. He asked for me to come to investigation. But what helped me, that the injured people from the Palestinian arrested by the Shin Bet, the Israeli FBI, so-called.
Mm-hmm.
And the Shin Bet do for them investigation. And they say, we came to kill them with a bomb and with weapons. And it was like 10 seconds, we going to throw the bomb against the soldier. We understand where the soldier.
Where they were, yeah.
And we're going to throw the bomb on them, and they kill us before. They shoot before. So this what helped me.
Of course.
But you understand the story? The army send you to these kinds of operation, and in the end...
They attack you.
The commander, my commander, he is not a lawyer. He don't know how to handle with this kind of situation. So this human rights organization attacked the army. They attacked the army, send it to the attorney and all the lawyers of the army, and the lawyers attacked the soldier.
Yeah.
Crazy situation.
Whoa.
So you as a person try to protect your family, try to protect your nation, your state, your country, and soldiers. In the end you are guilty. So it was in 2006. Then the army was more strong. But now the attack of the human rights...
It's worse now.
It's worse. They get more and more money. You know, our weak point as a IDF, as an army, that we try to be the more ethical...
the most ethical.
The most ethical army in the world. Right. So they understand this point. And they say, you are not ethical. You do this and this and this. I say, what we care, you know? What we care of them? Ethical, not ethical. We help to our people. We kill terrorists. We believe this is the truth. So go and do whatever you want. Go fuck.
Wow. And that's before you were in Ad Khan. But it's those kinds of experiences that made you start Ad Khan. Now, I understand that initially, Ad Khan, you and your agents, you just observed and recorded various forms of abuse, and that you then turned all that information over to authorities. But later, you decided to penetrate those organizations to see what was actually happening behind the curtain. Now, one of those undercover operations that I read about was to expose an individual who was a traitor. He was involved in the sale of land by Arabs to Jews. Now, I've heard, Gilad, that if Arabs sell land to Jews, that they face a death sentence by the Palestinian Authority if they're in the West Bank, or they face a death sentence by Hamas if they live in Gaza. Now, is that true? That people, Arabs who want to sell their land to Jews, have to worry about that? That's true?
It's really true. And the situation is that we are liberal democratic state that try to do relationship with dictatorship.
Yeah.
With dictatorship, as the
the PA
or the Hamas.
Same.
They are dictatorship, very, very, they don't care of their citizens. So because we send people undercover, this is the method that we build, to send people undercover inside the human rights organization and to figure out what their real agenda. The most of them, they're anti-Semitic.
Yeah, sure.
Or the criminal thing that they does, or connection between human rights organization to terror organization. This a lot
so-called human rights organization.
So-called, right. Exactly. So one of the operation, we sent 5 people from Ad Khan, 5 employees, inside the organization called B'Tselem and Ta'ayush.
Before we go into that, I want to continue on this particular case that I read about, where there was, I don't know if he was an Israeli or an Arab or a Jew.
Israeli.
He was an Israeli.
Jew Israelis.
A Jew.
that
And
came
what he
from
was-
Iraq.
And what he was doing was when he heard that an Arab was going to sell land to Israel, he reported that to Hamas or to the PA. Is that correct?
Correct.
And all right, tell me about that. How did you discover this guy?
So we sent people to his organization. He was the head of one of the organization in South Hebron Hills. And 5 people in his organization was employees of Adkan, agents of Adkan. He have like 30 people. 5 of them was my guys.
Wow, great.
Yes. So everyone with hiding camera, of course. Each one with another story. One is all woman. One is Arab. One is young Jewish that came to help him. And his private assistants also work for me.
This is incredible that they can get away with it without being detected.
1.5 year. 1.5 year they work inside this organization. Because this organization do a lot of damage to Israel and to the people in South Hebron Hills and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, after they build the trust, he said to his assistant that he worked for me, we search Palestinian that try to sell their lands to Israelis, to Israelis.
Yeah.
Why? I tell him why. Because I work for the Palestinian Authority. You say, why? We are a human rights organization, no? We act like a stupid.
Right, right.
So he said, we are a human rights organization, but if it's something that do damage to the Palestinian state, I don't care from anything.
And you have this on
Everything
it's all
on
being
camera.
recorded.
Everything
Wow.
on camera.
Yeah.
So he say, what's going on with these people that sell the land to Jewish? He say the Palestinian Authority catch them, torch them, and kill them. He say, okay. So he say to him, listen, we have tomorrow we have a meeting with Bedouin guy that have lands in Hebron and want to sell this land to Jewish. I want you to buy hiding camera to film this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So I going to Jerusalem to buy hiding camera for this guy. So in this meeting you have 2 hiding camera, one
Right.
for Adkan and one for the Palestinian Authority.
Oh, that's a fantastic story.
It's crazy, yes.
So the same person, your agent, was wearing 2 cameras, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
One for him and one
Yeah.
for...
Whoa.
And then he took this video
Yes.
and give it to the Palestinian Authority.
And the video was of a discussion, I'm going to sell my land to a Jew.
Yes. But the problem is that this guy, he ran away to Beersheba. He understands it's a little bit, danger for him.
Yeah.
So he stay in Beersheba. So now the challenge for Ezra Nawi, the guy in B'Tselem, was to catch this guy and to make him a reason to came to Hebron.
Wait a minute, I'm confused. Who ran to Beersheba? The guy who was going to sell the land?
Yes, the guy wanted to sell the land.
He was worried. He was
worried. He don't understand, but he was worried. So he asked him, he tried to convince him, come to Hebron.
Yeah, no
I want to
problem.
to see the land and everything. So he said, okay, I will come. Next week I will come. He don't understand they're going to catch him. So immediately I go to the police. First time I go to the police and I tell them, listen, this guy is Ranawi. I'm officer in the army. He do a lot of damage. We know a lot of information about him. Also, he tried to kill people. Mm-hmm. You know what happened? The day after, this guy, Ezra Nawi, the head of Tayush, and my guy, Itzik, took to their car journalists from Haaretz. Haaretz is very left organization. And they do to him like a visiting in the Palestinian cities. As a Jewish, as an Israeli, you can't enter to this place. They're going to kill you. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So because he is very connected to the Palestinian Authority, he can do this. So this journalist say to him, to Ezra, I hear from my source in the police that have a few people that go after you. And by the way, who is this guy that's sitting in the car? You know, I have this on camera also. discs.
Ooh.
He said, this is my assistant. He worked with me 1.5 year. 1.5 year. He say, no, I don't be trusting these kinds of people. My source in police tell me that people gonna after you. You have to do something to check him. Maybe he have camera.
Oh my God.
It was crazy. So I just finished I start my exam on my final exam of my first degree in Herzliya. He sent me a message. They catch me. Come immediately. So I called to all my people, because in the beginning we go with him, around him. But after he started to be very strong in the organization, he said, I don't need. The cover very strong. So we sent message to all the people, like 20 people, immediately go to Daria. This is the place that he was, with weapon, with everything. And we call to the army, my friend in Daria, be ready to enter. So this guy stay calm and say to him, you know what, Ezra? I 1.5 years help you without money.
Yeah.
I want you now to stop the car. I want to go out. He say, why? He tell me that I am a spy. No. He started to make the situation calm. Don't tell him this. I give you... Ezra, the guy, say to the journalist, please, I do to you a favor. I do to you visiting in these cities. Don't start to make trouble in my organization. So we came to this car because he have the GPS also on him. We came to this car inside these cities. Of course, look like Arab and everything. Right. We enter, and we go after this car until this day finish. But this cover not burn.
That agent was spectacular.
Yeah.
To stay cool all that time.
Strong, very strong guy.
And he was in a car, but it was in Arab territory.
Yeah, exactly.
So if they threw him out of the car, they could have killed him. He would
killed him immediately.
Yeah.
Everyone with weapon there.
Whoa, what a fantastic story, Gilad.
Yeah, so now the situation in this story that the police not with me. They are with the lefties. All that what I tell them, go out. And
within a day, the Haaretz reporter heard from the police.
Yes.
Got a tip.
They tell him, we have a hot story.
Hot story?
Right-wing organization, go after the lefties, something like this.
Yeah.
So I say, okay, I understand. I think what I can do now, so I go to the media. I say, I took all the material and I put it in the media. I go like a 60-minute program in Israel called Uvda, and we publicize this there. I speak with the woman. She is not from the right. She is a little bit left even, but she saw the material and she catch her hair and she say, crazy. She catch her head and she say, it's crazy. I don't believe it's happened. I have to check it. And she tried to understand if the story is right. She figure out everything is right. Everything is real material.
How could it not be? Right.
She publicized this 45 minutes in the prime time of Israel, and it's do crazy. The prime minister speak about this, the minister of defense, everyone. This person arrested and all his team arrested. It was do crazy, just with the media. Beginning, I go to the police. It's not work.
Right. The police wouldn't arrest him, but because of the media, the government would be embarrassed not to do something.
Exactly.
So he got arrested. He get tried.
He and two of his guys, they are arrested for 2 weeks. In the beginning, they can't see lawyer. Mm-hmm. After 2 weeks, they start to see a lawyer. A lot of lawyers, like nine lawyers came to the court,
of course,
to protect him.
Human rights.
The chairman of the New Israel Fund came to the show to infront me, to do debate, start to yell on me. And I said to her, you are the florist people, no? Why you yell? He's killed people. You want to do a debate or you want to just to yell in television? So she shut him down. But it was very, very surprising that group of soldier, of commander, of officer from the army go inside radical left organization. And the big thing, what we managed to do, that this so-called human rights organization, they don't care for human rights.
Of course not. Of course not.
They
Just like
just
Black
care-
Lives Matter doesn't care about black lives. Okay, that's very clear.
Exactly. They just want to do damage to Israel, to kill Jewish, to help to the terror organization. This is what they do.
Did he go to court? Did he get tried? What happened to that traitorous Jew?
Okay, he go to court with all his friends, but the New Israel Fund and B'Tselem and all these human rights very strong organization in Israel send a lot of lawyer to the court, and they start to attack the police, and the police don't know how to react, and in the end, they let him go and start to do like court, like 2 years, something like this. Come and back. We go to the court, he go to the court, we do testimony against him and everything. And because of the all pressure that we did in the Knesset and in the media, it started to be a very big issue in Israel, and this guy get a heart attack.
Ah.
Yes.
That's a good ending. And he died.
He died, and actually the court finished. And what I asked the judge, why you let him go? It's very clear. You have all the evidence that he killed at least 4 people.
We didn't go into that. So on tape, he actually talked about the people that he
Yes, I
turned
killed
over.
this guy.
Oh, he did.
And I killed this guy, and this guy I called to the... He said the specific name,
Right.
the specific place, the specific time, and we have more evidence about this.
So what did the judge say?
The judge don't answer to me, but I understand that we go against country, against state. We are organization, actually small organization, that the people that are in front of us, they're like a proxy of
countries.
of the government of Europe.
Right.
If you go to their budget, that it's open, like B'Tselem, it's like 20 million shekel every year. They don't have breaking
We're going to go into those in a moment.
Yes, so it's a lot of money, and it's pocket of government.
Right, that you're battling.
Exactly.
Now, many Americans know about the organizations that you just mentioned that are in Israel that continuously make negative claims about their own country. Now, an organization that you mentioned, Breaking the Silence, on their website, they talk about Israeli soldiers controlling the population in the so-called occupied territories. And I'm going to quote, "Our work aims to bring an end to the occupation," end of quote. So you and I know it's not occupation, right? We've pulled out of Gaza. We have nothing to do with the West Bank. So tell us what Breaking the Silence actually does in the field and the investigative work that you've done to expose them.
Okay, first of all, about the names.
Yeah.
The names, it's part of their tactic.
Perfect names, right?
Breaking the silence. Soldier, breaking the silence.
Right. They're going to interview soldiers who are going to tell the truth.
Yes.
They've been told to be silent, but they're going to break that silence.
Another organization very close to them, Rabbi for Human Rights. It looks like something good.
Sounds great.
Who don't want to work for human rights? Rabbi for human rights, Judaism and everything. But in the end, you understand this soldier is just like 10 soldier, and you have 100,000 of soldier in Israel.
And they find 10.
And they get like more than 80% from German government, Norway government, Ireland government, from the government. It's crazy. Another organization called the Center for Human Rights in Israel. 94% from the government of Europe. 100 million in 10 years. You see, it's crazy. So actually,
that shouldn't be allowed for foreign governments to fund organizations against a country.
They are foreign agents.
Yeah, they're foreign agents. That's what they are.
It's crazy. So what we do, we send people also to this organization. They are not in the field. They work more in the media. They work more in the courts. They interview soldier, and they say that Israel do a crime against the humanity.
This is what Breaking the Silence
This is
does.
Breaking the
They
Silence.
focus on interviewing soldiers.
So we do a few operations against them. First of all, we show how they give money to this guy that killed Arabs on camera. They pay him. They give him the money. Okay, another thing, they collect military information about the Israeli soldier. They call them, they ask them, they get them
Extract it, right.
to interview where is the sniper seat, how you get to Gaza, how you get to Syria, which way. It's very bizarre, very bizarre. And the big issue is they say lie. They say a lie. For example, we have big operation in Gaza in 2014 called Protective Edge, Tzuk Eitan. So they publicized like 100 testimony about crime against the humanity that soldier does in Gaza Strip. So we go after this testimony and we get to the soldier that was in this unit. And we show it's a lie. Testimony after testimony. For example, they say that the soldier of the Nahal Brigade took one old person, Palestinian, put him in a grave and bury him alive, like the Nazis. So we do research about this. We get to the soldier in this event. Something happened. But what happened, not what they say. In these days that they speak about, one person came to house in Gaza that the soldier be inside the house. They built like a base in the middle of the operation inside Gaza Strip.
Who did? The
soldier.
Oh,
the
the
IDF.
soldier. Okay.
They built a base inside one house,
Right.
one home there. And then this person came with, it was in July, very hot in Gaza Strip. He came with a coat and with everything, like when you saw it, as a soldier, immediately you think he have a bomb.
Of course.
He have a bomb. And so they tell him, stop. The soldier tell him, stop. He not stop. He get more close and more close. They shoot in the air. He not stop. They shoot in his leg and he start to try to get to the soldier. So they shoot him. What the Israeli Jewish soldier do after they shoot him? They call to a doctor.
Yep.
And the doctor came to see what happened with him. But what Breaking the Silence don't know, one of the soldiers there, other unit that was there, by incidentally, not something that no one know, was with camera in his
Helmet. Yep.
helmet, and he's reserve duty soldier. So he took the video to his home after. He don't give the video to the army. So we get to this soldier and we have video of all this event. And we saw how
So what is the story about the burying the guy alive?
No, after the doctor came to him and everything.
He said he's dead.
He said he's dead. He tried to help him. Not that. So they bury him.
Yeah.
They buried died person.
They buried a dead person. Right.
Dead person.
Which is not what Breaking the Silence told.
Everything on camera.
Right. Oh.
But the damage already happened. They speak in the CNN. The Israeli. When I was in this time also in the field, and I have 6 children. I leave them in home. All the country was under attack of rockets and everything. And they in these days was in the CNN and say the Israeli army buried alive man in Gaza Strip.
Reported it like it was absolutely true.
You see, and the damage,
Right.
it was open news.
Right. And the next day, they don't even say it was a
They
mistake.
say, no, it's not a
Right.
mistake.
Yeah.
So we take them to court. We take them to the court with the soldier that was in this event because
Yeah.
they do like
Destroyed his whole life.
one of the soldier in another event, one of the soldier commander, also major like me, was a commander of battalion in the Israeli army, and after he finished the army, he was in the tanks. After he finished the operation, he go out, and the attorney of the army arrest him. Because of breaking the silence, they say they kill innocent people. So he need to be more 5 years in the army. He quit. He say, if the army arrest me and took me to investigation, and what they show me in the investigation, they don't give me evidence. They open the sites of breaking the silence in the internet and show me the video of breaking the silence, say that I do you don't have evidence.
Yeah.
I was 40 days in Gaza Strip without go out. I don't see my family. I don't see my wife. I don't see nothing. And when I go out, you arrest me and you took me to investigation and you show me the sites of breaking the silence. You are crazy people. So I quit from this army. It's very, very...
That's the effect. That's what they want to achieve. Look at that.
Yes.
Look at that.
So we do lawsuits against all the people in the head of this organization. They need to pay now 4 million shekel.
Good. I'm going to talk about the legal, your department a little later. Now, there's another organization called Beit Tselem, and I'm going to quote from their website. The Israeli Information Center for Human Rights in the Occupied Territories, that's Beit Tselem, strives for a future in which human rights, liberty, and equality are guaranteed to all people, Palestinian and Jewish alike, living between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea. Such a future will only be possible when the Israeli occupation and apartheid regime ends. So, what are their tactics and their effect on the soldiers? What does Beit Tselem do that's different from breaking the silence?
Beit Tselem, the guy that we speak about before, was in an organization called Ta'ayush, but he worked also with Beit Tselem. Beit Tselem send a lot of video camera to like thousands of Palestinians all over the Samaria mountain, and every place you go as a soldier, you are filmed. You are filmed. Mm-hmm. And they cut, just the part they want to
edit. They edit it all.
For example, people throw stone on the soldier, and after people
they don't show that part.
They don't show that part, and after the soldier react,
they show that part.
They publicize this all over the world, and because it's so many organizations, because they are very connected to the EU governments, so they are very effective, and they can go to the European media very shortly. And it's do damage to Israel, What they trying to achieve? To make Israel like South Africa.
Yes.
That was like apartheid state.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's apartheid state, all the government in the world
will stop doing business with it. Stop doing anything.
Everything, right. Relationship, everything. This is what they try to do, to destroy the Jewish country.
Right, to destroy
it's actually anti-Semitic. And the crazy thing that happened, that the government of Germany financed this.
Oh.
After they killed 6 million people of our nation. Yeah. Now they finance the organization that's
trying to do the same thing.
Yes. You see, one big organization that we publicized just 2 months ago called Hamoked. It's the Center for Human Rights in Israel. What they does regular, each time the terrorist killed Jewish, like today, in my place in Eli, killed 4 people. One of them was the son of the neighbors. So the Israeli authority immediately tried to destroy his house to make them afraid.
Of course.
So automatically, Hamoked, this center, go to the Supreme Court and ask, not destroy this house. And they took it for 2 years until the army win or lose. But it's crazy. It's do damage to the fight against terror. You see? So we go inside this organization and we publicize their manager, their CEO, and the founder, it's a woman called Dalia Kirsten. She say, I understand if the Palestinians do killing of Jewish. I don't care about this. It's part of their struggle. She is a Jewish.
Their struggle.
She live in Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
And so the woman that work in Adkan ask her, you think it's going to be a third intifada? She say, of course, I hope it's happen.
I hope. This is a citizen of Israel.
You're Jewish. What's going on?
Yeah.
She say, listen, the Palestinians need to take their land back. She asked her, land from who? Mm-hmm. Because in the beginning, was Palestinian. It was
of course not. It was
Jordanian or British. It wasn't anybody's.
Right. It was the Jews 3,000 years ago.
She asked her, you're in our side or not? Right. Of course I'm in your side, but I want to understand you. So he said, listen, in a war, you have to kill people. And the Palestinians need to kill part of the Jewish people. She's a crazy. This is human rights organization that get their money from the government of Germany. It's crazy situation. We don't have a lot of people like this in Israel, like a
It
few.
doesn't take that many.
A few, but
But they are benefiting from the money that is being invested, so to speak, into these human rights fakeries.
it's like a disease that eats the body from within. How it's called? Don't remember the name, but it's like disease.
It's cancer. It's
Yes,
cancer.
exactly.
Now, Gilad, you've grown Adkan in the 8 years since its founding, and it now has 5 different departments. First is intelligence and fieldwork, then research, then legal, then policy and administration, and finally public relations. Without revealing confidential details, of course, tell us a bit about each of these departments.
So when we start to work about project, we first of all do research about him. It's people from 8200, it's unit in the Israeli intelligence, 8200, and they took like all the information that we have in the media, in the financial database, in legal database, and we built case just in the office about this person. After, we start to send people inside the field to work with this person or with this organization. Work with him, build a cover story, and enter. And then when we have the case of the evidence in the beginning we do like definition what we try to achieve from this operation. After we get what we try to achieve, it's not immediately, and it took time. And for example, you try to search something and you find another thing. But in the end, you have case of evidence about this organization, this person, or this phenomena, for example. And then, until here, we work like an intelligence organization in the government. Mm-hmm. But there I have the permission to kill the person, to arrest him, to do something with him.
You don't have that, right?
We don't have it yet. So we go to the public. We go, first of all, to research program. We open this. Now we do very big thing in Israel. If you want, I manage this in after. So we go to the public, we go to the media, we do like 1 article, 2 article, 1 episode about the phenomena, about the material that we get. Mm-hmm. Then we go to the social media and we publicize all the details. And then we go to the court.
I see.
And we sue the people. And in the end, we go to the Knesset and we change the law. Because part of the thing that the law is not equal with what happened.
Yes,
you know?
Yes.
For example, we changed the law about the connection between radical left organization to the Palestinian Authority. They get money, they get from the Palestinian Authority, they guide them what to do, where to focus. And we pass a law that it's illegal anymore to do connection with the Palestinian Authority, with the security, with the army of the Palestinian Authority. Mm-hmm. This is the end of the story. Mm-hmm. You close it.
The best you can do, right? Yes. Changing the laws, right? Now, I think that your public relations department is doing a very good job because your work is often featured on TV in Israel. And I think you just told us a story. I think it was about breaking the silence, how it really helped you getting into the media. Now, I'd like to know more about the legal department. I'm sure that some of their efforts are to keep Adkan out of legal trouble, but I hope that most of the efforts are to file litigation against these organizations that are harming Israel. So how do you choose cases to file? There are so many things you're involved in. Well, what is the selection process?
Each operation that we go inside, we know in the end we're going to sue them in the court.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's part of the process.
That's the goal. Okay.
It's part of the process.
Right.
For example, this story with breaking the silence. Yeah. We took the soldiers that was in these events that we mentioned, and we go to court. We
sue on his behalf.
Exactly.
On his behalf.
Exactly.
Right.
We sue them, and not just the organization, the umbrella organization breaking the silence. even the specific person that worked
That
there.
is very important.
Yes.
Very important. I've learned through litigation experiences that suing an organization doesn't really dissuade anybody. It doesn't come out of anybody's pocket. Nobody's losing sleep about it because the organization has deep pockets and defends
insurance
people.
and everything.
Insurance. You have to go after individuals.
Exactly.
That is very important. I didn't know you did that.
So then they start to protect themselves.
Yeah.
First of all, they don't attack the IDF soldier anymore. They start to protect themselves. They put focusing in this. Second, it's very afraid them.
And it'll act as an example for other people that, I better not do that. I'll get sued.
In Hebrew, we say הרתעה. הרתעה to afraid all your enemy. If you took one,
Yeah. Spreads.
everyone afraid.
Perfect.
So this was in Breaking the Silence. Another organization that we took to court, it's called Anarchist Against the Wall. Anarchist organization.
They actually use the term anarchist in their name.
Yes, it's not like an organization that wrote in the country, in the state.
Yeah.
But it's a group of people that every Friday attack the soldier as a human rights and film this. And even we film them, pay to Palestinian to attack the soldier.
Wait a minute. When you say attack the soldier, you don't mean verbally.
Not
You
verbally.
mean physically.
Yes, throwing stone. They create the situation
Right.
that people throw stone on the soldier every Friday. And the police don't know, again, how to handle with this kind of people. They're Israeli. It's in the Palestinian Authority. They attack the soldier. The soldier don't kill them, don't shoot them because they are Israeli citizens and all this crazy situation. So what to do? So we send people inside this organization also. And we film how they pay to the people, how they create the situation, how they driving them into the situation. And the Palestinian go in front and the European and the Israelis behind them. They throw stone, they film. And when the soldier react, it was a very big poster in the subway of London. So Israeli soldier attacked
Boy with a rock.
Yes.
Or something.
So we took this to the police. Again, they don't do nothing. So we found in the Israeli court, civil court, something that you can sue criminal case on civil court.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So we have like 2 lawyers of our organization that took like 5 people from Anarchists Against the Wall with, again, the soldier that attacks. One of the soldier, his eyes gone.
Oh.
One of his eyes gone because this stone.
Yeah.
He get the stone on his head and he's very injured and the eyes go away. His eye, one of his eyes. So we go to the court and they again have a very strong lawyer, the most senior lawyer, the most famous lawyer in Israel. They get a lot of money. But then this soldier that he lost his eye stand up and say to the judge, I want to speak with you in front of everyone in
the court.
Exactly.
During the trial.
I lose my eyes because this person, he paid to Palestinian to throw stone on me. You see? And I now 25 years old with just one eye because of his. It's crazy situation. And everyone be quiet. And then the case, turn around.
Turned.
And then they go to jail. They arrested. And you know what the anarchists say? We don't believe in this court. This court of the occupation. We don't work with you. So he tell him, okay, say that you want to pay to him, you do something. No, I don't agree for nothing. I don't agree with this court. So he go to jail. They go to jail. You see?
Well, that's a great story. A great story.
So this
Gilad, these are just not great stories, but it's great work, great results, none of which would have happened without your forming Adkan.
And with your help. Of course.
Happy I can do it. Gilad, thank you for spending time with me today. And thank you so much more for the work that you and your colleagues at Adkan do every day to ensure that the public gets to hear the truth about the soldiers who defend the State of Israel.
Thank you, Dr. Bob.
And thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this episode of Life Lessons with Dr. Bob, please subscribe and you'll be automatically notified of future podcasts in this series.
Thanks so much for listening to another episode of Life Lessons with Dr. Bob. If you enjoyed these interviews with some of today's most influential thought leaders, please follow and rate the show on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget, you can also watch each episode on YouTube as well. We'll see you next time.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate reading your comments on YouTube and social media, and now you can submit your questions on my website as well. Head over to lifelessonswithdrbob.com and click the question tab at the top of the page or the one on the right side of the screen, and let us know what's on your mind. I'll answer your questions at the beginning of each episode, so let it rip. Let's have some fun.